So my first question I'm going to start out with is regarding resistance. And I'm not sure if I brought this up last week, but I've been really exploring the power of reclaiming resistance as an ally. And this has been kind of an edgy topic for me because I notice for me, a lot of my life has been more about being in the flow and being fluid and flexible and allowing and surrendering and all of that great stuff, which there is a place for. But how to understand when it's time to really welcome in the power of resistance. And when I say resistance, I'm going to give you an idea. I've been thinking about how resistance is like the banks that hold the water in. Resistance is the earth that creates the vessel for fluidity to move through. And resistance is also what kind of navigates the current in our life. And resistance is also, it's also that feeling of being held by our surroundings. I've been thinking too about roots and how roots, they are teachers of pushing through resistance, of greeting this soil, greeting this density. And sometimes in life, our life can feel really dense. It can feel like the only options we have are in this direction or this direction because it's less dense. But what if actually sometimes the direction that one needs to go through is through that density, just like a root has to press through that resistance of the soil. But it's in knowing that you are being drawn to something through that resistance, that feeling of resistance is actually just there because it's creating an environment for you to be able to really carve your pathway through. I don't know if this makes sense, but this is something that's been really alive for me, is resistance. And also I think of resistance as, like vive la résistance, and understanding that sometimes we need to have resistance in ourselves regarding our own belief systems and our own pattern. If it's time to actually renegotiate and explore maybe some of what you've been steering your life with, some agendas or goals, actually need to have the resistance within you rise up and speak against the parts of that direction that may not be serving you. So with that, in a sense, yes, resistance. Viva la résistance. So I'm curious if anyone wants to put on the thread how you've been able to explore the empowerment of resistance in your life, whether it's that resisting temptation, resisting urge to go with what's comfortable, resisting patterns that feel good but are possibly stagnating. So really just exploring how to embody resistance. It looks like my screen might be frozen. I hope not. So I'm just going to ask the Invisibles about that, and then we're going to get to the next questions. Here we go. Most of what we want to share has been explored, but something that we can say for any of you that are desiring structure in your life, that are feeling that there's too much spaciousness, there's too much opportunities, there's too much direction, that in that airiness, in that of what's possible, it can be hard to make a decision forward. That's when you can call resistance in. Because that feeling of creating resistance is also that same feeling of creating structure of fine-tuning and focusing. And it's in that focus that many aspects of this expansiveness don't have space to move or grow or develop. Much like, they're showing me this image of horses, and you know how horses have those blinders, and how the reason why the horses have these of them, especially the horses that go through big cities, is because if they saw all of these different movements and things coming towards them, they wouldn't be able to focus. They could freak out. They could, like, it just could be it. And how sometimes in life it's important to notice, okay, I need to put on some blinders. I need to make sure that I'm not getting distracted by going forward in life and in the direction that is needed. And so that's the prayer I have for you is, and for anyone, and for myself, is how to know when it's time to put on the blinders, so I focus and move forward. And that to be, then I can release and see what's around me. So moving on.